Welcome, my people. You're all welcome. Welcome. Please bring in friends and family. Where you go? Go Odum Kekime. How are you? James from Houston, always on time. James, how are you, my brother? Guys, please help me share with friends and family. Let me share it. We are not going to play any music now. You know all these criminals. They are waiting for us to play just one music. Oh God, report it. Hey, yeah, my brother. They must receive sense. So, how are you? Hey, yeah, these people now don't come again. Hey, guys, welcome. Let me share with friends and family. We'll begin in 2 minutes. It's going to be a short one. You know, I want us to wrap this one up very fast. So we go and face the criminal and his gang. We need to wrap this one up so quickly. So we'll go back to catching the criminals. Welcome, my people. Welcome. Ha! Janjaweed. How are you? How are you? Greetings. Welcome. Guys, invite friends and family, please. Invite them. Yeah, guys. Let them come and see what we teach here. Greetings. Of course, we must continue now. We are not letting that bagger off the hook. Thank you. Oh, these people. Oga, no insult. My dear, leave anybody who want to insult you, Papa. At least now I'm doing it. I'm just starting. You are not going to see the person insult me again. Never. Maybe when I'm doing something else. We do the one there. No, now still you useless IPOB people that will still come. Easy baby. In the boss keeper house. All I tell you, man. Yeah, we deal with facts. Yes. Hey, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Let's start in earnest because we have to treat the useless Kano, the runaway, freedom fight. Hi, my people. I welcome you all this wonderful evening. Please let me turn on my fan. I think. Yeah, because I need the fan here, guys. I've been cooking. Let's wrap this on. Guys, I want to play, I want to tell you something. What if I told you that the same people have been occupying vast areas of the world for the past 300 years? Would you believe it? You know, sometimes when we are doing our programs, we talk about the European powers and people don't understand what we mean by European powers. They evolve, they change. The empires. Do you know that the empires of years ago are the corporations of today? And I want us to touch something, the war in Afghanistan. If you people don't know, one of the reasons they want to take Trump out, by all means, is because he refused to go ahead with their plan for the Middle East, of which their plan for the Middle East is not different from their plan for Africa. Your AC is not working. My AC is downstairs. I don't use AC. How many years? 2 months. It's dismantled. It's still there. So my people, their plans for the whole world is total world domination. You know, after the fall of the Soviet Union, the Westerners started carrying out all their plans they have in Europe, their European plans. The only bulwark that was standing against them then were the Russians. Then when the Soviets took over Russia, communists, majority of them Jews, go and check it. Over 80% of the members of the Public Bureau of the Soviet Union, we are Jews, even though they are less than 10% of the population of Russia, the entire Soviet. We are not anti-Semites. I think it's rather insulting to call a black man an anti-Semite, because Semitic people are people of color, not the Aryans, people who are whiter than even Europeans, Western Europeans themselves, that are calling themselves Jews, and any criticism of them is viewed as anti-Semitic. No, they are the Khazarian Jews, the Ashkenazis. They took over Russia. Even at that, they didn't have the everything in place to take over Europe, as they be want to. Remember, if you guys remember Tito, the then Yugoslavian president who refused to side with either the Nazis or the Soviets. Even after the war, he refused to ally himself with the West when it was West versus East. Meanwhile, these people have been trying to take over Yugoslavia, because without Yugoslavia, you can't take Russia. Had they removed Tito then, when they wanted to remove Tito, that was before the animosity between the East and West started. Believe me, they would have run over Russia a long time ago. They would have done that a long time ago. Then after the fall of the Soviet Union, Tito died, of course. They started engineering chaos everywhere in the Yugoslavia. Then when the Soviet Union fell, everything kicked into gear. Everything kicked into gear. Well, let me block this phone. Why? Because there was no one to stop them. The Russians, then they were just a very young republic, a young country. They had many things to deal with: inflation, the selling off of government assets to oligarchs. And please, when you hear the word oligarchy, do not associate it with the Russians alone. There are oligarchs everywhere. Even the Chinese, they have their oligarchs. The Europeans, they have their oligarchs too. Wait, who is that one? Hold on, guys. My people, you will do well not to distract me, because I will just stop whatever I'm doing. Even if I'm in the middle of a sentence, I will stop it and block you. When you talk about oligarchs, you have oligarchs, even the UK. How many of you would afford a home around what do you call it, Ashburton Grove? How many of you? Those of you in the USA, how many of you can afford a home in Malibu, Martha's Vineyard? So don't just associate the word oligarchs, oligarchy, with just the Russians. But as at then, they started selling off government assets, leaving liability. They were weak. Even as at that time, Russian scientists were selling off everything under their care. Yes, The engineers, they can't go hungry. Some even sold nuclear weapons in the black market. When they told you that they wanted to sell a nuclear weapon to Pablo Escobar, no. That was the one you saw. Okay? How did the North Koreans immediately develop their nuclear weapon overnight? You think they were just too smart, too intelligent? Or you think the Chinese bought their way into American society, or maybe they have many blackmail this thing on their politicians? At least they have a Chinese spy who worked with Dan Feinstein for over 25 years. They had one. They just arrested him about 2 years ago. So what do you think that person was doing for the past 25 years? But that aside, the fall of the Soviet Union, in fact, most of the things you know about computer engineering came from them, because you can't know all those things and go hungry. They started selling off all those things. So at that time, NATO has a free hand to do whatever they want to any country. Hence the attack on Yugoslavia. Most of us still don't know it. Till date, people from Kosovo and Serbia, a country united in history, was divided under the watch of this empire. In fact, they did it themselves. They did it themselves. Okay? They destroyed everything, then occupied the whole place. Now go back. All those countries they carved out of Yugoslavia, they are all indebted to the IMF and the World Bank. That's why I keep telling you, the IMF and the World Bank are the two biggest terrorist organizations in the world. The day you will understand what the banks are for, given that we are all wired to this financial system, you will get to understand what the banks are really for. Go and check them. When you had less banks in your country, what was the poverty rate? And now you have banks everywhere, and poverty is ravaging everyone. All wars are scams. Said, no, all wars are bankers' wars. All wars are bankers' wars. That was why this guy wrote a book, Major General Smedley Darlington Butler, the most decorated Marine general in the US history. He wrote a book, War is a Racket. Wait, let me get it. This is basically the confession of a hitman, just like the book. This is a real hitman, but the Dutch guy, Roland, that one is economic hitman. This is the real hitman. American soldiers are being used as thugs for the corporations. That's what they are serving us everywhere. But they did all that. When they found out that nothing happened, that they can still do whatever they like, guess what they did? They focused on the Middle East, because they've destroyed Eastern Europe. Then they focus on the Middle East. Meanwhile, the same people they used to fight the Soviets in Afghanistan are the same people they went to fight in Afghanistan in 2001. Under the guise of war on terror, but that is actually war of terror. That's actually war of terror. They told you it's because of 9/11. Oh, really? Please show me that engineer or architect who believes that an aeroplane can bring down a skyscraper. Just show me that engineer. Show me that engineer, that architect. Who believes that an aeroplane can bring down a skyscraper? Show me. Call me a conspiracy theorist if you like, but show me the evidence. Tell me the possibility. Tell me the possibility. I didn't go to school, but we live at a school road. I know that one for sure, that an airplane is not strong enough to even go through just a small concrete, let alone a fortified one. It has been tried severally and the same result. The same result. Ijele, it is possible. Oh, you will come on and show me your flag is your flag has given you out already. Watch. Those dummies. Have you seen a plane that hits a bird mid-flight? Huh? Have you seen an aeroplane that hits a bird mid-flight? What does it look like? Then somehow on 9/11, 2 planes managed to bring down 3 towers. Most people till date don't know that it was 3. They thought it was 2 towers. Meanwhile, the third one, before it fell, BBC's Kate Stanley was broadcasting back to the people in London, in the United Kingdom, that a third tower has fallen as a result of office fire. All the while she was saying that thing, the tower was still behind her. Go and watch that clip. Look at left shoulder. The tower was still there, the Solomon building was still there, WT7, World Trade Center Complex 7. The whole thing was still there. The building, no fire, no smoke was coming out. It didn't fall until after 20 minutes, over 20 minutes. Somehow it's a coincidence. Where was George Bush that day? At an elementary school. A US president, the first plane hit, the second one hit, and he wasn't in a hurry to go into a bunker or any of their doomsday venues for the president. Cheney couldn't be reached. Pilots were trying to take command, and the same day, they were organizing a military drill, mimicking a terrorist attack with an airplane. Coincidence, people. Coincidence. All coincidence. And people bought it. That evil act. And now, please, let me tell you, I'll give you another background to it. Well, I've not come to the video I want to show you yet. The background to the video, excuse me, my brother Ijele, I'm an aviation student. I bet you it is possible. This is how you people keep on fooling yourselves. The other small boy was telling me, I live in Italy. Then mention the people that made up the Roman Empire. He told me in Napoli. Naples, a city founded by Greeks. You see how you people are dumb. Please go and sit down. You are an aviation student, really. Come on, go relax. Go find a chair and sit down. Another thing you were not told. Months leading to that attack, they took out all the bomb-sniffing dogs in that building. Go and ask questions. Go and ask, do your own research. They took out all the dogs, all the bomb-sniffing dogs. Now, the janitors who work there said that they have a team for 3 months running that will come after the last janitors have left at night, usually 3 a.m. Before the first, the other people will start in the morning, they will leave. I am not going to say that was when they were rigging the whole place with explosive, but you cannot tell me. Look at somebody, shame. Well, when I see him again, I'll block him. Maybe it's a troll. It's a troll. I think I will stop everyone with that useless Nnamdi Kanu nonsense from coming here. I will block the idiot. Let's assume an aeroplane can bring down a skyscraper. This is a skyscraper, and this is an aeroplane. If you hit something here, if the impact came from here, the building is supposed to be toppled like this. But how come everything went down like this? Okay, and someone is telling me he's an aviation student. Let me see your comment here again. Let me see your useless comment here one more time. Whether they did it or not, now let me tell you, the owner of the company that provided security for the building, the whole World Trade Center, do you know his name? Marvin Bush. Marvin what? Bush. Bear that name in mind. Bear that, just hold that one. I'm coming to it. Marvin Bush. And that is the Bush you don't hear about. Marvin, one of the deadliest. And remember, this is the family that their grandfather worked with Adolf Hitler, the private banker of Adolf Hitler in the USA. And remember, they are Germans also. They are related to the Queen of England. Related to Germans. Prescott Bush, go check it. The Nazi New York office, headquarters then, 39 Broadway, New York. Union Bank of New York, 39 Broadway, New York. I still have it here. What does that show you? The same people, generation to generation, kingdoms will fall, will rise and fall, empires will rise and fall. Guess what? The people running them will never fall. They all move into whatever that will rule the place after that. That's why you see them use some mythical creatures as their symbols, like a phoenix. According to the myth, a phoenix, even though you killed it, burn it, it will still rise from its ashes. It will still rise from its ashes. You will die giving birth to a child if you don't take time. Idiot. Let me block you. Don't blame me. Okay? The same people, because of 9/11, our world changed. Check, ask people how the airport used to look like before 9/11, 2001. Now they went to Afghanistan. There was no single Afghan on that plane. They told you they are looking for Bin Laden. But how come Bin Laden, the Bin Laden family, Bin Laden group, happens to be a private business associate of the Bush family? How come? I'm coming. Let me finish this idiot. Just be jotting down these names. And the links, do your own research. Don't take my word for it. Do your own independent research. Never take my word for anything. With no single Afghan. According to them, the 14 out of the 19 hijackers were from Saudi Arabia. Then why didn't anyone bomb Saudi Arabia? Huh. Okay. That's because they've mapped out the countries they were going to destroy before they did that thing. Two words you will remember. You should remember: Israel, or Greater Israel Project, and Project for a New American Century, PNAC. Now let me show you that document. I'm coming. And go study the Greater Israel Project, please. Go study it. Study the Greater Israel Project. Under the guise of fighting terrorism, all the neighboring countries around Israel and the Middle East were weakened. They were taken out. Let me show you this document. Okay, let me first play you a video of General Wesley Clark. Remember, this guy was the NATO Supreme Commander in Yugoslavia. General Wesley Clark. He was the NATO Supreme Commander in Yugoslavia, yet the same person came out openly in 2007 and told the truth about how they planned this a long time ago before 9/11 even happened. They planned it long before 9/11 happened. Let me show you the clip, guys. Okay. This is Project for the New American Century. The Project for the New American Century, PNAC, was a conservative think tank, 1997 to 2006. Guys, you see all the people they wrote here that told you 1997 to 2006. It's a lie. The same people still moved into other think tanks. And PNAC didn't end. No. It evolved. Watch it. PNAC's policy document, Rebuilding America's Defenses, openly advocated for total global military domination. Remember, that was after the fall of the Soviet Union. And the Chinese, as at that time, weren't strong enough to come on. They were still going through their whatever stage of the Cultural Revolution, because it didn't stop. It's still going on now. Now it's the Uyghurs and the Christians. Mao's Cultural Revolution goes on to this day. Many PNAC members held highest level positions in the George W. Bush administration. The project was an initiative of the New Citizenship Project. Go and check this New Citizenship Project too. In 2009, two of the PNAC founders, William Christor, that is Bill Christor, and Robert Kagan. This Bill Christor was Tucker Carlson's boss. But Tucker Carlson destroyed this fool the day he came on his show. Okay, and Bob Kagan. I'm coming, guys. Let me block this fool. Watch it. Now, I want you to see the personnel. Watch. Elliot Abrams. Remember Iran-Contra? It happened under Ronald Reagan. And this Elliot Abrams, to my greatest surprise, I don't know who recommended him to Trump. And is now in charge of American foreign policy in Venezuela. This name, Elliot Abrams. Remember, Bush Sr. was the vice president, VP to Ronald Reagan. Now, Gary Bauer, I want us to look at some certain names. Watch this one. Jeb Bush, one of the co-authors of a document that was the blueprint to the U.S. foreign policy when George Bush was president. His own brother, that was long after his father, about how many years after his father was president? 8 years. Jeb Bush, Dick Cheney, these are the people that own Genie Energy. Elliot Cohen, does this name sound? Do you know the is it race? Yes, the race of the people that answer this name, that bear this name. Don't worry. Don't worry. Let's come back. I will tell you why it is very important to know those names and know what they stood for. The ones that are dead and the ones that are alive are still pushing the buttons. Those are the people that are stopping Trump from ending the war in Afghanistan. Let me play this Tucker Carlson episode. Hold on, guys. Many people will not find this one interesting, but only those who know will understand it. This is yesterday's episode of Tucker Carlson. Let's listen to him.
And we should. Well, the war in Afghanistan is old enough to vote now. Soon will be old enough to drink. Soldiers keep dying there, American soldiers. But Congress refuses to end it. We'll investigate why next. Troops are still dying in Afghanistan. They have been dying in Afghanistan for 19
years. 19 years.
Billions are still being spent there every year by the U.S. Congress. Seems like ancient history, but remember back to 2012. That's when then Vice President Joe Biden promised us, quote, we are leaving in 2014, period. But we didn't leave. That was 6 years ago. The war continues because Washington demands that it continue. 2 weeks ago, and this is the latest pretext, citing unverified reports from unnamed intelligence officials, the New York Times claimed that Russian agents had offered bounties to Afghan militants if they killed U.S. soldiers, because, of course, they needed bounties to do what they do anyway. If that sounds familiar, it's because it is. It's the same strategy the New York Times used to lie us into the Iraq War.
The same strategy they used to lie them into the Iraq War, just like the Afghanistan war. I don't know why they are not mentioning that lie when it comes to the war in Afghanistan. Same thing, lies. Lies, lies, lies. Bin Laden was never in Afghanistan. He was in Pakistan, which happens to be a client state to the USA. Are you understanding what's going on? Let's continue.
17 years ago. And just as in 2003, Congress is mindlessly going along. Both Republicans and Democrats, fools all of them, on the House Armed Services Committee, have backed a new amendment to the annual defense authorization bill that would make it far harder for the president to bring American troops home permanently from Afghanistan, as he has promised to do and tried to do for 4 years. Maybe his most consistent policy position. End the war in Afghanistan, but he can't because his generals and fools in Congress prevent him. Why is that? No one we know has spent more time in the country and knows it better than Erik Prince. He's chairman of the Frontier.
This guy is Erik Prince. He founded Blackwater. Now, Blackwater, after the incident, you know it, WikiLeaks leaked it. The company was dissolved. Now he founded a new one. Doing what? The same thing Blackwater used to do. But I never believed that I would live to praise Erik Prince. I want you to pay attention to what he's saying. To him, he doesn't want the war to end anywhere, but though the war is supposed to end, is supposed to have ended by now. But he still wants, as a military, as a defense contractor, he still wants to do it for a fraction of what these guys are doing it. Are you getting me? War is real business. That's why it will never stop. One, the owners of the Federal Reserve Bank, the dollar does not belong to the US government. Please remember that always. The US dollar is not a property of the US government. The owners are the Feds. Forget the name Federal Reserve. They are neither federal nor do they have any reserve. They rely on controlling the resources of the wealth and making sure that no other alternative financial system rises to compete with theirs. Because if another alternative system rises, of course, it will be better than theirs. That way, their own people will demand reform. And reformation means taking the power of issuing currency from the hands of the private bankers that carried out that coup at Jackals Island in 1913. Please go read this book, Creature from Jackal Island. At that December night when they carried out the greatest coup, not against the USA, but against the whole world. These people don't just do something overnight. No, they have 10-year plans. They have 100 years plans. They have a 50 years plan. They have short-term, medium-term, and long-term plans. And everything you are seeing must be carefully followed to the book. Wait, let me block one food. So without these wars, they cannot control the resources of those countries. And check, all the countries they normally go to war with or they call enemies are usually countries who don't have the central banking system, which is the reason there is poverty in Nigeria, believe it or not. Believe it or not, no matter how corrupt Nigeria is or the people running Nigeria are, hey, without them devaluing your naira, you only go hungry for 6-7 years and everything will stabilize, then everyone will climb up the economic ladder. And that is bad for business, for the IMF, for the Bank of International Settlement, for the Paris Debt Club, for each and every one of them. So they need these wars to control resources and control territories. That's where they monopolize how you do business. And once they own the monopoly, hey, they own the power. If you can monopolize the economy, guy, you own the whole place. Don't forget Nathan Rothschild's quote. But I digress. Let's continue.
Your resource group, he joins us tonight. Eric, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks, Tucker.
It seems like the president has been thwarted once again. I'm not even keeping count, but of the number of times he has tried to accelerate troop withdrawal and he's been stopped by permanent Washington. What's happening here?
Look, he keeps going to the same people that give the same advice that it's a circular loop back for the same 19 years. We've gone through 32 troop rotations now. So there's no continuity and there really is no plan. All that Washington can resort to is spending more money and more troops. His first national security team actually wanted him to send 70,000 more troops to Afghanistan. He's been trying to go the other way. Sadly, the public advice I offered the president in 2017 still applies. There is a way to rationalize U.S. presence there. If the U.S. pulls out everything completely, the Afghan government, the Afghan security forces will collapse, and it will be a true terror state at that point. However, letting veterans go back in, contract to the Afghan government, and provide them the essentials that they need at a fraction of the cost and a fraction of the numbers that are there now.
You take out your American troops and you give his company the contract to protect essential installations there. like provide security for the president, his motorcade, every other thing. Remember, he was the founder of Blackwater too. Go and read WikiLeaks cable on Blackwater. Then you ask yourself, why isn't Eric Prince in jail? Hey, when you are working for the empire, you suffer no consequences at all. Not one. Not one. But I agree with him on this one. I totally agree with him on this one. Guess what? If American troops leave Afghanistan, nothing will fundamentally change. Evil will not skyrocket. Neither will it be a paradise. No. It's just here and there. But then we have to try it. We have to test it to see it. Since what they've been doing since 2001 has been one disaster after another. Disaster after disaster, disaster after disaster. Okay? This is what you are not being told. But when they will only hear about a roadside bomb killing an American soldier. Wait, I'm coming. Killing an American soldier. What Eric Prince is saying, okay, let me not take the word out of his mouth because he will still say it. I've watched this one anyway. The people benefiting from those wars will never ever let it stop. From the generals to the defense contractors. Please, why would private corporations be making weapons for a country? Why? And who do you think pays for it at the end of the day? You think it's just American taxpayers? No, your money is tied to the US dollars. Instead of their currency to fall, they will devalue yours. Even though they are stealing your resources. In Afghanistan, they invaded Afghanistan. After a couple of years, we found out that, hey, Afghanistan, there is a lot of lithium in Afghanistan. You mean they just found that out after invading, or do they know about it before? Then the poppy trade, the opium trade, was nearly eradicated. Then after the war, Afghanistan, from that time to date, Afghanistan produces more than 80% of the world opium. You see in the market. You think the CIA in South America were dealing in drugs and somehow they are not doing it in Afghanistan? Remember, this is what the British monarchy benefited most from in the last 250 years. Not just slavery. And not just them. Everywhere you go, all the European powers. Another news you are not hearing coming out of Afghanistan. Unless you know Afghans. Hey, those of you that know Afghans in Europe, you are with them. Please go close to them and ask them what exactly is happening in their country, and they will tell you the truth. I have many of them here. Ask Pakistanis, ask Afghans. Ask them. Then American troops will be dying. Why? Their generals, the people benefiting from this war, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, Aerodynamics, I think, General Electric, selling weapons, whether the government needs it or not, sell weapons to them, and when you have it, what do? You use it. And we are still talking about war crimes. And we have the International Criminal Court. Bush is not there. Dick Cheney is not there. Tony Blair is not there. Even Boris Johnson. Sarkozy should be there too. But guess what? Again, when you are working for the empire, you suffer no consequences. Let's continue, guys.
Remember, you have about 4,500 U.S. troops there now, and you have about 25,000 contractors, okay, for less than
4,500 troops and 25,000 contractors. By contractors, they mean people who used to work for the U.S. Army or Navy. Then they see how much they are paying private contractors. You know what they will do? After their turn, they will retire. The same generals that sent them to the war will now employ them through one of their conduit companies, like all those private contracting firms. Military contractors. They employ them. If under the government you were earning $175,000 a year, no, this one you will be earning like $100,000 a month, 80 in some cases. What do you think they will do? And now, American government will come and pay the same contractors. Are you understanding the game? Again, this book, War is a Racket. Then he was working for Tampico, United Fruit Company, and the rest of them. I mean, Major General Smedley Butler. Today is for all these corporations that are stealing the lithium, the mineral resources from those countries. And if you remember, this terrorism we've been hearing about, do you notice how you don't see them in countries with no mineral resources? Do you notice it? And the war is usually easy to go in, difficult to get out. 19 years in Afghanistan, 19 years. A war that was started over a lie. Remember where we started the program? Over a lie. Lives are still being lost there. Children are still dying. Weddings are still getting bombed. Their drones are still flying everywhere. 25,000 military contractors. How much are they paying a single contractor, and how much are the main contractors themselves making from one person? How much? Oh man, it's actually a racket.
6,000 contractors remaining. You can keep the Afghan government upright and effective the same way that the U.S. did with the Flying Tigers helping defeat Japan early in World War II. It's a way for the president to make good on his promise to end the U.S. war and not leave the Afghan government and the Afghan people hanging, which I think would satisfy everyone's goal. The problem is there's so much money that Congress appropriates to the Pentagon, and it gets washed through all the congressional campaign coffers. And it's a very unhealthy cycle. The more they keep troops there, when you have
listen to what he said now. He's about to say. Listen to what he's about to say about the generals and how they go from working for the U.S. government as generals, then going back to the same corporations that are sending the U.S. government weapons to go work for them. Some are working as lobbyists till date.
Campaign coffers. And it's a very unhealthy cycle. The more they keep troops there, when you have the generals going on to the boards of the largest defense contractors in the country, the cycle continues.
So you floated this idea some years ago. You floated it on this show, and uniformed officers in the Pentagon said about trashing you and your reputation. Some of them, as you just noted, including the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, went to take a seat on the board of Lockheed, a defense contractor.
Lockheed Martin.
Why do we allow that in this country? Why did generals get to move from the Pentagon to defense contracting?
That is a law matter. That's not a matter of opinion. But that's just what happens in Washington. And many of the same generals or the congressional staff go to work for defense contractors, and it keeps a very unhealthy cycle. Look, if you are one of those parents of one of the 4,500 that are still in Afghanistan, barely holding the line, kind of a mobile target. You know, the other thing is, if you have 4,500 troops in country, less than 10% of those actually leave the wire, go outside the base to do anything. So there's really not enough even to do there other than play whack-a-mole once in a while. It's not enough to support the Afghans. What a veteran contracted force could do is support the Afghans with medevac. You're 7 times as likely to die if you're an Afghan soldier, if you get shot. So it is the recipe for systemic collapse, and the videos of a helicopter off the rooftop of the U.S. Embassy, just like you saw in Saigon in 75. I was only 6 when that happened. I still remember that. A veteran force going back in can prevent that from happening and still make good on the president's promise, because we don't need to leave U.S. troops in Afghanistan for 70 years, like some have advocated, like we have in Korea. Enough of the permanent war.
Yeah.
Enough
of the neocons and the corruption of Washington that have done this. Erik Prince, I hope you prevail in the end.
You hear what Tucker Carlson just said? Is the neocons and their friends in the Congress that are doing all this. Who are the neocons? The people that wrote that document. The neoconservatives. Again, go check the Project for the New American Century. PNAC. And now go figure, how many countries did they map out for destruction in that document? How many countries, and how many are still there today? The only ones they mentioned that they haven't taken are Iran, North Korea. I think North Korea was not in the original list. Either North Korea or Venezuela, one of them was not in the original list. But all of the ones they mentioned, they've destroyed them. Libya, Syria, Somalia, Sudan, Afghanistan. Then the other two were Iran and North Korea, yes. Venezuela was off late. They've destroyed all of these things. They've destroyed all of those countries. Now let me play you a video of General Wesley Clark telling you how many countries they were to bomb long before Bush took over from Clinton. Long before George Bush took over power from Clinton. But before then, also let me show you something about the war in Afghanistan and Iraq too. Guys, go watch this documentary later. Watch here. Remember Halliburton. See this. Bush on Halliburton, Israel, Iraq, and dollar. When Bush was asked about this Halliburton scandal, well, let me show you what he said. I want you to see what he said. The audio is poor.
Thank you all for coming. Please be seated. Man who understands the struggles and hopes of urban America.
I'm looking into the Halliburton contract. Are you concerned that gives some fuel to your critics that the contract is inappropriate in the first place?
Well, I appreciate the Pentagon looking at it.
See how we can't answer a question straight.
They felt like there was an overcharge issue.
I feel like there was an overcharge issue. They were charging American government more than $100 to wash a soldier's uniform. We don't want to go into food. Just a bag, just to wash a kit. Full one, $800, $600. One washing. The company's name, Halliburton. Remember the company that was supposed to be penalized in Nigeria? Atiku Abubakar was involved and nothing happened. Remember me the name again? Halliburton. Halliburton. Wait, let me finish this one. I will show you another video.
Put the issue right out there on the table for everybody to see, and we're doing good work. We're going to make sure that as we spend the money in Iraq, and it's spent well. It's spent wisely. And, their investigation will lay the facts out for everybody to see. And if there's an overcharge, like we think there is, we expect that money to be repaid.
If there's an overcharge, we expect that money to be repaid. No way, no freaking way. What company is this Halliburton? See, go watch this one. Iraq for sale. Go and watch Iraq for sale. See how many this thing. See Halliburton here. See Blackwater here. This is the Blackwater insignia here. See this one. See Khaki. Watch them. These corporations are the reasons you have these wars. Then I want to show you that what Halliburton did in Iraq did not start today. Let me show you the people that enslaved your ancestors. We've shown this video before. I will show you this video again now. The names of the ships that came to take slaves in your place in Nigeria, in Gambia, in Sierra Leone, in what do you call it, Liberia, all these places. Focus on the names of the captains. And remember, guys, the Navy, as you know it today, was not always like this. The Navy, the British Navy started how? Pirates, criminals, sea robbers. Not just the British Navy, almost all the Navy, any Navy that has stayed for the past, for like 300 years now. Any Navy that is up to 300 years old, they were all started by pirates. They were all marauders, robbers, criminals. I want to show you the name of one of the captains who used to come to Bonny Island to steal slaves and take their resources, even oil, gold, the rest of them. Guys, let's go. And you watch the year.
Peace, family. This is Jolivet. We're at the Museum of
Name of ship, tons, okay.
London. And this is a list that has, first of all, the name of the ship,
Yes.
the tons of the ship, how much it weighed, the name of the captain.
Captains. See, these captains you are seeing, who are the captains? Captains are just the head robbers, the leaders of the gangs. Then they will go and recruit people. By this time, we are talking about 17 something. The British monarchy, instead of fighting with the pirates and the rest of them, they just told them, okay, now you all can go in the name of the king or the queen. There was no queen then. In the name of the king, you go, whatever you get, you give the monarchy and the aristocracy. So amount, then you can keep this one for your people. Then the captains you see are the warriors, the warlords, the criminals, they are sending. The first white people that came to meet your ancestors, in West Africa, that came to West Africa didn't come shaking the hands of your people. They started firing from before they get to the shore. I showed you those cannons today, right? Imagine those cannons faced on communities living along the riverine areas. Now they have the mobile ones. This is how their navy started. When you are talking about how they are using wars to steal people's resources, it did not start today. It did not start today. I want to show you a name from nearly 300 years ago. Be ready.
See that Captain Anderson right there? It always throws me when I see my last name on things. The principal owner of the ship, John McNabb. McNabb sounds familiar, almost like it's something to do with Mississippi for some reason.
Wait, I'm coming. Let me block the moron. And this one too. I'm coming, guys. Watch.
And the cleared Port of London on that particular date in 1790.
1790, 1790, 1790, 1791. Okay.
The next is embarked
enslaved Africans. This one from Gambia, from Cape Coast in Ghana, from Bache Island in I think Sierra Leone, Cape Coast Castle in Ghana, Popo, Bonny. This one is Bonny Island. Bonny Island in Nigeria. Watch them. From Bonny Island. Watch it here. Now let's go.
enslaved Africans, so it tells you the place where they loaded the Africans onto the ships. And then it tells you the number of enslaved Africans that were on the ship, and then the destination of the ship. So if we go across just from the top line, we have the name of the ship. The first line is Maria. It weighed 146 tons. The captain of the ship was Captain Anderson, and the principal owner of the ship was John McNabb. And it cleared the Port of London, so it came through London on the 29th of June, 1790. It embarked enslaved Africans, meaning it loaded Africans from Gambra, and they don't know how many Africans were actually loaded onto the ship. The destination of that particular ship on that particular day was the island of Jamaica. Here's another one that says name of ship was
Watch.
John. The ton of the ship was 120 tons. The captain was named Geo Halliburton.
Geo Halliburton. Remember, this is in the 1700s. Geo what? Halliburton. Okay. Back to where we started before. What's the name of this the company you saw here? Halliburton. Then when you get to this video, watch the name here again, Halliburton. That is the meaning of war without end. Let me correct some of the morons. I saw their comments here now. Let me block them. Now you know the meaning of war without end. It will never stop. And you know one of the reasons it will not stop? Because the people are dumb. They are dumb, they are stupid. They don't even research on the things they are supposed to research on. They are doing the same thing from January to December, morning, afternoon, evening. Now you know why the IQ point of many people across all the races have been dropping. People don't know history. And when they want to talk geopolitics or history, they just start from 100 years ago, 200 years ago. As far as history is concerned, 1,000 years is just like 10 years. Some people never changed. Some people never changed. Geo Halliburton in the 1700s till date, Halliburton. Hey, what happened to the Halliburton case in your country? Please tell me. I think it happened in Ghana too. Wherever there is oil, there is Halliburton. Wherever there is mineral resources to be mined, there is Halliburton. Guys, are you getting it? War without end again, my people. As long as you have resources, you will never be left the hell alone. I keep telling these people, you say, the missionaries where they came. Hey, none of them came to give you their God at first, no? Not the Muslims, not the Christians. And they did not conquer your ancestors by the power of their God. No, they conquered them by the power of their military. Your people went to sleep Years and years of peace. Make everybody forget about building their military. They were busy with things that counts for nothing. Internal squabbling, 419 rulership. All these chiefs you are seeing, who made them chiefs? All these ones who talking, say these are warlords. Then you people were busy warring amongst each other. Then these people came. Chida better. I'm happy you showed your stupid face. Let me even block you. Your father talks unintelligently. Fools who don't know anything. Morons who can't answer a simple question. My people, remember what I told you. Empires rise and fall, but the people who run the empires never. Check it. The people, Geo Halliburton, trusted and gave weapons, helped make kings in southern Nigeria. They are still kings to date. They still enjoy your mineral resources. They get the first bite before you. That's if you ever get one. Everywhere you go, all the 40 trading posts, they had them. Go there today, the same people are still ruling them. Unless if any one of them revolted, of course, they will kill the person or exile you immediately and replace you with someone. There's always somebody ready to take over from you. This is what your school did not teach you. And no school will teach you that. Why? The same people who created the system own your schools. They own your school system. So you have no choice. They gave you no fighting chance. They started brainwashing you from the moment you were born. From the moment your mom gave birth to you, the brainwash started. Then at the end of the day, they will move you from one class to another. That is one brainwash cadre to another one. Please, my brother Osno Nwabu Lawrence. I've not seen him. Let me look for him and block the fool. Like I keep telling you fools, the teachings here are beyond you. And they are beyond your Nnamdi Kanu. He doesn't know this. He can never know this. No. He's a con man. He's a con man. He's a con man. He's a criminal. He knows nothing about history. Even the copy and paste, he can't even copy this one, let alone knowing where to paste it. Where is the one? The one, please type again. No, I've not seen your this thing. One, please type. Okay, I've seen it. Okay. Now type again. Let me see. Okay, Arinze, that's your advice. I think it's enough of it. You have to go. Please, all these IPOB dummies, don't worry. I'm going to end this one very soon, and then I will take a shower and come deal with your Nnamdi Kanu, your runaway freedom fighter. Your runaway freedom fighter. I will come deal with him later. Okay? I'll come deal with him. But remember, nothing just happens. No, everything is planned. Now, let me play you the video of that General Wesley Clark. I want you to hear what he said about how many countries they wanted to destroy. Let me show you something.
what happened at 9/11 is we didn't have a strategy, we didn't have bipartisan agreement, we didn't have American understanding of it, and we had instead a policy coup in this country. A coup, a policy coup. Some hard-nosed people took over the direction of American policy, and they never bothered to inform the rest.
Not hot-nosed people, no. These are the people who are doing what they were told to do. They were all following orders. The names of those people I showed you. The names of those people I showed you, the people who co-authored the project for the new American century. Okay? Ezi Ukeje or Ukej, please, could you use your forum to educate and enlighten people rather than making it look like you have scores to settle with Kanu? I've not hidden it for once. Yes, I have scores, many scores to settle with him. It's personal and also for my people. Do you know how many youths we've lost in my place? Maybe you are not an Igbo man. Do you know the amount of blood that we've wasted in the past 4 years alone over a lie told to them by a con man who has never met anyone, never seen anyone, no backing, no structure, just tapping into the emotions of the people and sending our youth to go die? My dear, I love that one better than this. I just want to give this one because it's been long. And I saw this one today. Many people who've been following this page for a long time. It's a young page anyway. It's a young page, less than 5 months. But they've been following me from all the other pages. They've been taking that, including your Nnamdi Kanu. Hey, they are bragging with it. Your Nnamdi Kanu, yes, the stupid fool, the moron. Okay, one day, done. So I have a personal score to settle with him, and I'm not going to stop. He hasn't started running. No. Let's continue.
Rest of us. I went through the Pentagon 10 days after 9/11.
Wait. See this one. You can't even write ordinary Igbo. You won't get the idea. Tia. Biafra. Ewa. Anamano. My people, let's continue.
Couldn't stay away from Mother Army. I went back there to see Don Rumsfeld. I'd worked for him as a White House fellow in the 1970s. All this in the book. And I said, "Am I doing okay on CNN?" He said, "Yeah, fine." He said, "I'm thinking about it." He says, "I read your book." And he said, "This is a book that talks about the Kosovo campaign." And he said, "I just want to tell you," he said, "nobody's going to tell us where or when we can bomb. Nobody.
Nobody's going to tell us where and when we can bomb. Nobody. Why? They did it in Yugoslavia. No one stopped them. So who will stop them in the Middle East? Russia then was weak. The Chinese were building. You see what the problem you are seeing in America now? As at that time, they were moving their jobs, shipping them to China. The Chinese were busy building their economy. Americans were busy fighting wars. Then to keep their people busy, they check how many music videos. In fact, how many songs that were released between 1990 and 1997. Now check how many wars, how many songs, movies they started churning out between 1997 and 2005. Then check from 2005 to 2010, then 2010 till date, keeping their people busy. Hey, it has come home to roost. It has come home to roost. That's the problem you're seeing now. They have no factories, no industries. China is now their supply chain. Then the Chinese were building their economy. Look at where they are now. The Russians too. Do you know the gold deposit of the Russian Federation right now? And America has no gold. They've not owned any gold since 1933. Fiat currency is the major reason you are seeing these wars. Fiat currency. And you are not allowed to opt out. No, they can devalue your currency whenever and however they like. You are not allowed to opt out. If President Buhari wants to dump the dollar now, immediately he will have a war in Nigeria. This one is not terrorism. They can arm all these useless IPOB boys. They can arm them and tell them to go to war. Then you will go. By the time you kill 10,000 Nigerian soldiers, they've killed like 70, 80,000 of you. Then if Buhari goes back and tell them, okay, no problem, you continue taking the resources, guess what? They will call for truce. And they will go back to normal. By normal, I mean after you've killed each other and weakened each other. Both sides will be in misery. Your currency will still tank further. That is one danger people don't know about all this nonsense. So when you see me call Nnamdi Kanu a fool, I have my reasons. I have my reasons. Nobody can tell us where to bomb or when to bomb. Donald Rumsfeld, the same idiot that they bring out in front of the TV to give you news, to give you his stance on war. And you wonder why not even a single, they will bring 5 people. 5 people sitting on a panel. Not one is anti-war. Not one. Jeffrey Sachs, who, by the way, was one of the authors, co-authors of PNAC. When he told the war about Syria, from that day he stopped appearing on MSNBC. He stopped appearing. Why? Your views are not needed unless you are regurgitating the talking points of the people at the Pentagon. Yes. Wait. My people, please, non-Igbos, don't worry. You know, in Igbo land, we have a lot of stupid people. Like I've been saying, if you include stupidity in the Olympics, Igbo people will know the people we are sending. See, Mumu, idiot. The US government has not owned gold since 1933. Fool, what do you know? Ike Sokoto. Oh. Put your money. Did you watch when Ben Bernanke was interviewed during the 2008 market crash? Say the type of people that will come and give you Biafra. Watch them now. Mumu people. Ndara. Foolish idiot. Foolish bastard. Ewu. They don't come. Let me block this one. Wait, let me see the one you told me to block. Gochku Daniel Smith. Okay. Come again. Guys, stop coming here. Okay? You only end up showing your stupidity to the people. This page is beyond you and is beyond your master. He knows nothing. Why do you think I catch him at every point? At every turn, I catch him at every turn. Why? Because I am smarter than him. Watch, Ngwa, Oyibeme, Ngwa, guy, go and sleep. Stupid boy, you don't want is your program. Goat, get out, fool, stupid boy. But see where your father's school fees wasted. A bunch of wasted investments. A bunch of wasted investments. Kai. No, that one I will finish him. Class captain, I beg. Don't fail to show me, I beg. A bunch of morons. Guys, I told you people, this is the hill you will die on, and you don't want to believe it. This is the hill you will die on. Kai. I was your follower. Hey, please let me block you so you don't keep on stressing yourself. Please, hold on. Let me block you. Are we okay? Are you okay now? I've blocked more than 4,000 people since last month. So it is not for the following or followership, okay? Oh yeah. Nnamdi Kanu and his people with fake accounts. You know they finish. You know they finish. See who will help somebody. He go do himself. Ewu Fulani. No, he get another thing. Oh yeah, type him again. Make I see. Type again. Type. Type again. My people, I'm sorry we are dealing with so many fools. I think if possible, we'll be signing in to join the program. But come on, we are not going to do it because of these fools. And we'll keep on blocking them. We'll keep on blocking them. Please, let's fire down.
Talks about the Kosovo campaign, and he said, I just want to tell you, he said, nobody's going to tell us where or when we can bomb. Nobody. He said, I'm thinking of calling this a floating coalition. What do you think about that?
A floating coalition. Better go and look for work, and you're here. And you are here. And you are here. What does that make you?
I said, well, sir, thanks for reading my book. And, he said, thanks. That's all the time I've got. Really? And I went downstairs. I was leaving the Pentagon, and an officer from the Joint Staff called me into his office and said, I want you to know, he said, sir, we're going to attack Iraq. And I said, why? He said, we don't know. He said, I said, well, did they tie Saddam to 9/11? He said, no. He said, but I guess they don't know what to do about terrorism.
Remember, Saddam Hussein has nothing to do with 9/11. In fact, he was hunting Bin Laden. He has a bounty on Bin Laden. Bin Laden, who, by the way, was a CIA asset. During the time the US were funding the US government was funding the Taliban. Remember, Bin Laden was at the forefront of it, not as a fighter, as a money man. They were using his family's business as a conduit to run the money and arms to Wall Street, just like they used BCCI in Florida during the Iran-Contra. Guys, are you beginning to get it now? Huh? Is any alarm bell going off in your head? Let's continue.
And so
wait till someone made a request. Let's grant the request. Okay. Let's continue, guys.
They think, but they can attack states, and they want to look strong. And so I guess they think if they take down a state, it will intimidate the terrorists. And,
no.
You know, it's like that old saying he said, if the only tool you have is a hammer, then every problem has to be a nail. Well, I walked out of there pretty upset. And then we attacked Afghanistan. I was pretty happy about that. We should have. And then I came back to the Pentagon about 6 weeks later. I saw the same officer. I said, why haven't we attacked Iraq? We still going to attack Iraq? He said, oh, sir. He says, it's worse than that. He said,
Lebanon.
He pulled up a piece of paper off his desk. He said, I just got this memo from the Secretary of Defense's office. It says we're going to attack and destroy the governments in 7 countries in 5 years. We're going to start with Iraq, and then we're going to move to Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Iran. I said, 7 countries in 5 years. I said, is that a classified memo? He said, yes, sir. I said, well, don't show it to me. He was about to show it to me. He said, because I want to talk about it. And I sat on this.
Did you hear the
information for a
7
long time,
countries?
for
Wait, guys. Let's hear the 7 countries again.
years. We're going to start with Iraq, and then we're going to move to Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Iran.
Sudan, now you know why they gave South Sudan independence. Hey, all you IPOB zombies. Hey, they gave South Sudan. Now you know why they gave South Sudan independence. Now go back to South Sudan currently and see what's happening. How many of them are displaced internally within their country now? Is that the type of independence you want? Lebanon, see what's happening in Lebanon right now. Syria, if not for the Russians, the Syrian government would have fallen. If not for the Russians. Iraq. Now the Iraqis, their eyes are open. Hey, they want the Americans out of their country immediately. They want the Americans out of their country immediately. No kidding. No kidding. Are you getting it, my people? Let's continue. I'll come to the zombies later.
Seven countries in 5 years. I said, is that a classified memo? He said, yes, sir. I said, well, don't show it to me. He was about to show it to me. He said, because I want to talk about it. And I sat on this information for a long time, for about 6 or 8 months. I was so stunned by this, I couldn't begin to talk about it. And I couldn't believe it would really be true, but that's actually what happened. These people took control of the policy in the United States. And I realized then, it came back to me, a 1991 meeting I had with Paul Wolfowitz. You know, in 2001, he was Deputy Secretary of Defense, but in 1991, he was the Undersecretary of Defense for Policy. It's the number 3 position in the Pentagon. And I had gone to see him when I was a 1-star general. I was commanding the National Training Center. I had met him one time. He said, if you ever get to Washington, come look me up. They always say that. Well, I was there in Washington. It was a Friday afternoon. I'd visited Colin Powell. He'd given me 5 minutes of his precious time and sent me on my way. And I was bored in the Pentagon. And I thought, I'll just go, who can I see? I think I'll see Wolfowitz. So I called him up there. He was available. Scooter Libby came to the door. I met Scooter for the first time, and he brought me in. And I said to Paul, I said, and this is 1991, I said, Mr. Secretary, you must be pretty happy with the performance of the troops in Desert Storm. And he said, well, yeah, he said, but not really. He said, because the truth is we should have gotten rid of Saddam Hussein, and we didn't. And this was just after the Shia uprising in March of 91, which we had provoked, and then we kept our troops on the sidelines and didn't intervene. And he said, but one thing we did learn, he said, we learned that we can use our military in the region, in the Middle East, and the Soviets won't stop us. He said,
and the Soviets won't stop us. That was the line I've been looking for. When they can move unchallenged, that is what you get. I'm coming, guys. Let me block these fools. All these Nnamdi Kanu's minions. Nnamdi Kanu is one of them. Oh. He's using his fake account to come here, in case you don't know. The moron is using his fake account to come here. The fool. Nnamdi Kanu, come and learn, oh. Come and learn. No, the person telling me to block is the class captain. Okay? Someone, and you are abusing the class captain. You are gone. Godfrey. Bye-bye. Are you getting it, guys? War without end. This is what we are dealing with. Guys, please, after this program now, go and watch the BBC WT7 building video. And you will see how they were broadcasting to the people in the UK that the third building had fallen. On 9/11, remember 9/11 set all these things in motion. Do not forget that. Do not forget that. Okay? Never you forget that. That was what set all of these things in motion. Remember, the same people invaded West Africa and destroyed our lands, turned it to what it is today. The same people still colonized us, gave us the Mickey Mouse independence, and they will allow your president to do whatever he likes, commit any atrocity he wants. You know why? It's for the rainy day. Tomorrow, when you tell them to leave, they will get the disgruntled part of your population and arm them, then tell them to go to war. You think what happened in Syria was a what do you call it? Revolution? Arab Spring? Really? Arab Spring, and somehow it missed Bahrain. Do you know what happened to the protesters who protested in Bahrain? Their leaders were all hanged. What about the ones who protested in Saudi Arabia thinking it was an organic revolution? They were killed, including an underage boy. If that was actually a revolution, a people's revolution, it should have started in Saudi Arabia. Yes. Check Tunisia. It all started in Tunisia, right? Now, did anything change in Tunisia? No. But look at Libya, destroyed. Look at Egypt. It started getting out of hand. Mohamed Morsi started gravitating towards Iran. Then the military came in. Sisi. Where is Mohamed Morsi now? He died in a courtroom, live on TV. What you used to see in China when Mao, after the death of Mao. Hey, those of you in China, please ask them. Man, they started poisoning each other. How many of them fell when they were doing their Communist Party meeting? Just like in the Soviet Union. Not organic, my people, not organic. Was never, has never been, and will never be. Any revolution they are televising across the whole Western TV channels, my dear, run from it. Why don't they tell you about Ukraine again? These same people. Venezuela is blackout. Why? Hey. I want to put Guaido. Donald Trump called Guaido Beto Rock. A misfit. A misfit. A misfit. Negwendi English. Your ignorance is what? Well, let me read it. It's abysmal. Do you know what you mean by someone's ignorance being abysmal? That is poor ignorance. You get sense? Honor goes, hey, mind what you copy and mind where you paste. Just watch watch him, foolish people, foolish idiot. Your ignorance is abysmal. You just want to speak English because you learned a new word. Huh? It's like saying your stupidity is poor. In other words, the person's intelligence is high. Do you even know that? Copy and paste just like Diaoga. Why you know he can't broadcast in front of the camera? No, it's usually with a woman. Hey, ask him if he denies this one, he will die. Not just the day he was arrested in Lagos. So whenever he's broadcasting, a woman is by the corner. One B. Why? Okay. Ijele, you said you love your people. Why can't you work together with him? Hey, Nnamdi Kanu is not working for you. You don't get it. He's not fighting anything for you. He has met no one. Ha! Man, Allen Onyama ga-anọrọ otu akpọ n'ubu si no ya ka this boy mere. No ya no aka ọ na-apị na ọma gwado kwa nwekwu ihe dị na mkpụrụ adịghị ya. My dear, he is not working for his people. If not, I would have been working for him. Free of charge. Free of charge. They don't come. Chris Brown. Oh, Chris Brown is here too. Where is Usher? Watch them. Chris Brown. Where is Usher? Hi, my people. My people. My people. Go and look for work, and you're here. And you're here. You are here. Ha! Nah, they don't come. Wait. You're right. Of course. Of course. Oh. I didn't know that your father is a big fool, Ebuka. Ebuka, I never knew that your father is a big fool. You delete comment that is not speak. No. I am blocking them, not delete like I'm blocking you now. What's your own? I just blocked you, not deleting of comment. Not deletion of comments, okay? I am blocking them, just like I've blocked you. My dear, hey, he's copying up. Whenever he's broadcasting, he's copying. He's just reading things off his screen. Okay, that's why when you see someone calling and the person wants to challenge him, pay attention. You will hear the keyboard, the sound of the keyboard. And we know him. He's a thief. He's a thief. Has always been, will always be. Has always been and will always be. So my people, in conclusion, nothing is new and nothing just happens. No. Everything is carefully planned. And they follow it to the letters. Go and check all those people. Check the people you see on MSNBC, on NBC, even Fox. Even Fox, the only program they don't go to. Okay, 2 programs they don't go to on Fox. Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham. Tucker Carlson tonight and Ingraham Angle. Those are the 2 shows you won't see them. Those are the 2 shows you won't see them at. They will never appear there. Where? Bill Crystal. When go and watch Tucker Carlson's interview with Bill Crystal. He shredded him. He shredded him like a piece of paper in a shredding machine. He shredded him. He finished him. Guys, these are the same people that destroyed our place. So, the same people that occupied China. The same people that occupied the entire Middle East at some point. At a point, they were occupying almost 70% of the Middle East. Then you look now, you see how they are using Israel. Just a piece of land, it has been expanding. Hey, you will never show me, you can't show me a single place, a geographic location. No geographical location you will show me in the world. You can't show me a single geographical location in the world that was named Israel before 1948. Not one. Not one. If they leave this Biafra for you, you can't bring it. My brother, nobody's giving you Biafra. Stop letting people fool you. Nobody's giving you any Biafra. That's the truth. Your politicians are afraid of saying it, so your people will not hang them in the street. That's why they can't tell you that. Me, I'm never going to run for any office. For where? For where? I have nothing to, but hey, you Nnamdi Kanu and co, you people cannot mock me. That's why you can't see me run for any office. I told you people long before Nnamdi Kanu's people presented him as a burnt offering unto us. I told you that you will never pay me anything to run for office. Why? The day I will run for office, even if I'm running for a school principal, all of these fools, see how I'm burning their heads. Someone in his room, being the headache of more than 1 million zombies, not 1 million, they're not even up to 1 million. They're just online with their fake accounts. All of them. So you believe Biafra will not come? My brother, I'm telling you, go catch your local government chairman. You will be spending your time better if you are doing that than shouting or hey Biafra. The person that is telling you that knows that it's not happening. He's just using it for a power play. But that's a story for another day. Maybe in the morning. Maybe in the morning. So my people, that's the teaching we came to give today. Not that we've forgotten about our teachings and the rest of them, is because there is a dry news everywhere. And thankfully, an idiot presented himself as a burnt offering. My dear, as the oracle we are, we must take. You have with Raigeri. Amen. Fool at 40. Amen. 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 Guys, that's it. Please educate your friends, educate your family. Buy this book. Go buy this book. You can order it online. Please stop ordering from Amazon. Look for smaller booksellers online and patronize them. Amazon is a monopoly, and there are lots of things they are doing. They are not even publishing people's books. People who are telling you the truth, they stop publishing their books. Go buy this book. What is a Racket? By Major General Smedley Darlington Butler. Here's the book. Okay? Here's the book, guys. Buy it. Go buy the book. It will help you. You will, when you hear about Banana Republic, hey, these are the people that created the Banana Republic in South America, South and Central America. By the time you're done reading them, when you see all these big corporations, you know, even your journalists, they don't know what Leventis stands for. UAC, Unilever, Halliburton. No, they don't know it until they get to a place where they will meet them, shake their gas. Then before you write anything, your editor will look at it and tell you to edit this one, edit this one, edit this, edit this, edit this. At the end of the day, 5,000 words will be reduced to 2,500 if you are lucky. If you are lucky. Who should we block? Where's the James? Okay. Where is him? Where is he? Where's the James? Where are you? Where is he? Okay, I've seen the fool. Okay. Oga, or you type again. Let me see. So my people, that's it. That will be it for the night. I'm not sure we will do the program on the runaway soldier, toy soldier anyway. A good soldier never runs from the battle, no? Let alone a good general. You will never abandon your troop. No, your troops will always board the plane first before you, but not this one. So since he has decided to make himself silent, we will mock him. Okay? Thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I hope to see you tomorrow. Have fun. Enjoy your night, my dear. The world is full of happiness. Don't be bitter. Don't be bitter. Don't be bitter. Your father sold people in Libya. Okay. Don't worry. The day we will ask you that question, you will know yourself. Play Morocco for. No, I'm not gonna play any song now, guys. I listen to you because you are a clown and you are listening. What does that make you? Huh? With your fake account, Nnamdi Kanu J Chọrọ. Nnamdi Kanu J Chọrọ. Nnamdi Kanu J Chọrọ. You and your people. Stop lying to our people and making them kill themselves. What time tomorrow in the morning? I will check before I go to work. Okay? Ijele, what is your work for Biafra? No, I have no work for Biafra. You see? You see morons. You see fools. Again, the class is too big for you. I don't know what a 6-year-old is doing in a physics class. I don't know what a 6-year-old. Watch them. Your grave is coming close. Hey, for how long are you people going to make this threat? At least do one. You go to Abuja, you bring Buhari's head. We didn't see. This one will happen. You didn't see. If the military show up, you have 1 million volunteers. We didn't see. For how long are we going? Or every day, useless Hausa slave. Sorry. Okay, I'm coming, guys. Okay. You look like criminals. Put A. After like, you put A and stop using that U. It makes you look so dumb and stupid. And like a criminal too. Use YOU. Okay? And after like, put A. Fool. Type it again. Okay, because I'm exposing your criminal. Okay, native they catch thief now. Native they catch thief. I plus I can't play any song now, please. There's a reason for that, okay? Thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I hope to see you tomorrow morning. Have fun once again, and please enjoy your life. If you have your woman, massage her this night. If you don't, like me, Oga, focus on your ceiling, play good music. Soap is not good. Soap is not good. Soap is not